Right, let's get the lens cleaned up a little bit here. There we go. So, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG and Fusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. Screen paint we've been advertising like crazy as our new product under the ILEG, and that would be our Ultimate Black Cinematic. And you've seen all kinds of crazy demonstrations on this, right? So we're on a QME Q2 projector, 300 lumens, 720p. My price cost me 40 bucks. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing a demonstration of lights out. So I've gotten this. I got this from a forum site. They were asking me, is there a difference with the lights out, even though we've done tons of these demonstration lights out versus different types of products. And I thought I basically just show this off on our screen setup here. So what we have here is our screen's a splatter screen, which means that, and I'll turn the lights on for me so you can understand this. So a splatter screen is a screen that we just paint the center of the screen with some of our black paint, as you can see. And we leave everything else white. So you can see that only our technology picks up. So the question we got was, time to make biscuits. The question we got was, is there a big difference with the lights out? Of course there is, because we've done these before with Mr. Mannequin. This is where I had a mannequin head and I was showing how much light I should show in the face from a white gray screen. Alright, so let's see, we're on the keyboard for this one. Come over here and we'll get some colors. Green screen, red screen. Now I want you to look at the desk. The desk is very important. See the light that's coming off the gray screen? See how it's reflecting all over the desk? Our technology is not picking up anything at all. That's one of the problems you have with gray and white screens in your environments. They're being struck with projectors. They'll reflect light everywhere in the environment. One of the big problems they have. Well, light's every place else, but where it's supposed to be. Blue screen. Definitely only a commercial right there. I can hit it well. Go. And as you see, look at the table. You see the reflection of the white screen. Ours comes up dark, so basically ours does not reflect to the table because it absorbs light. I'm talking about light absorbing too. On these setups we have here. And my projector is only 300 lumens. That's it. So 300 lumens can bounce off a white or gray screen and reflect literally that much light back into your environment. Just at 300 lumens. So imagine if you hit that thing with 3,000 lumens on an ultra short right on top of the screen, how much light is bouncing back in your face. It's a lot. All right, let's go over here and let's grab a slow color changer. And you'll see with the white screen, won't be able to read the white levels, and it's reflecting light right back to the table. That's one of the things I saw with Screen Innovation. They did the same where they brought down this dark screen over top, white screen. Just seemed just everything in the environment just go dark. Need to be a little closer. The white screens don't pick up absolutely nothing at all. Gray screens pick up better than white screens, but next to black screens, gray screens don't read either. Which we showed you over here on the quantum technology, how we can bleed a screen out with a cell phone flashlight. And quantums can bleed out gray screens easily. I think we offended someone. They just left. They're very angry. Hey, it is what it is. Look, if you're going to come into my channel to begin with, these are the naysayers that come into my channel all the time. They're always in here, always in here. If you're going to come in here, you're not going to like what I got to say. I'm never going to agree with you, ever. Not ever. I've been there already. I developed the same, well, better than you because my stuff was contracted, but again, much better stuff than you had, and sold my product for more than what you sell your stuff today. So again, Yeah, I was around the time when it was popular. It's not popular anymore. It's a budget screen. When you can't afford it, $4,000, $5,000 gunmetal technology. That's what it's for. That's what your product is for. It's a settle screen. You just got to settle and get that instead. But our technology is beyond gunmetal, and our technology is beyond your white and gray screens. I can turn my lights on right now, read all my colors. The problem you have with the gray screen, you can't. So, don't come to my channel, get mad at me at the end of the day. That is not my problem. Literally coming here expecting me to say, oh, the gray screen is a Chapman screen. That's going to do just fine. No, it's not. So you can see it doesn't read the colors. And you can see the reflection back to the table. Let's go over here and let's pull, let's see, 4K snow screensavers. You just pick that spot to go do your little fighting match with your little toy right there. I have no idea why he has these battles right here in front of me. Now, you notice that the white screen didn't read anything. You know why? Because they're not going to read a white level. There's contrast in that demonstration. The trees, the branches, and all that stuff, the detail, it's all black. White screen can't see it. Now, on a standalone, you'll be able to see it. But if you stick it right next to a more superior screen, it won't be able to read it. Because the white levels are being washed out. Even when a projector's at 300 lumens, it can still wash it out. Can't pick up the blue sky, can't pick up anything. Won't be able to read it. Unless you're looking at a blinding white screen, then there you go. But you have to remember, anything that has a lot of white, it's going to have contrast, it's going to have color, it's going to have all that in there. So if your screen can't read color and contrast, guess what? That's included in the package. You can pick up the white level, you just can't pick up the rest of it. But technically, you don't see white. So it's on a forum site, and somebody said, hey, let me do a short after this one. It says, hey, what about lights out? Well, we've done dedicated theaters. We built those things. Big difference. White and gray screens do not work in dedicated theater room setup. They cannot read in that environment. Let's go with Skyworth food demonstration. What the heck did they give me? Skywood, whatever. Skyworth food demonstration. Are we fighting for this one? Give me a microphone. Well, you would think you say this about 100 times a day. You would get this. Skyworth food demonstration. Oh, my goodness. And at one point you said enough time, I feel like saying put it in a sentence. Like I'm at a spelling bee contest. Now, I want you to look at this right here, okay? See where you can see the nice bright colors and everything? Now see the light reflection off the table? See where the white screen is reflecting? That's the light you're pushing off around your environment. That's why white screens and gray screens are horrible to use in dedicated setups. Because I don't care if you darken your walls or not. That will bounce off your walls, even if they're black. It'll absorb some of them. It'll absorb to a certain degree, but it'll still bounce off. This table right here is dark cherry oak. It'll reflect an image right off that white surface. It'll bounce right off of it. That's a lot of blinding light hitting you in the face. Somebody made a comment about how it's so difficult to pull up in a dark environment. That's the easiest place to be at. But technically, to tell you the truth, white and gray screens don't work in dark environments. You don't read, because you still can't read the colors. You pick up a little better, you do, but you technically still can't read it. I'm going to do me a nice little short and running past the channel that I was just on. The guy was so nice about the whole thing. He was like, hey, can you show me some videos? And I was like, okay, cool. Because we shoot them here, then we make a little short version of it. They make them live. You know what I mean? Because you can back up more with live. And then after that, we make a short video, and then we pass it through all the different servers we're on. You know, when we did this demonstration, I've done splatter screen before. I've done it way back. I had to show you my splatter screen collection, a lot of demonstrations on that stuff. But anyway, we did a splatter screen here. And it looks unreal. It does. It's really unreal. I had people come in and touch the screen, look behind it. And I had a guy on a your channel. He would have been nice if he said, like, hey, look, you know, I wonder if that's really a hole in the screen, and is it just picking up on the black surface on the other side? And I was thinking, if you said nicely, that would have been nice. I would have wanted to entertain that with no problem. But I decided to be nasty about it. You know, come on now. You don't have to be that type of person. This is when I have to embarrass you on YouTube. And that's not even necessary, but I have to. Because you have to learn to respect other people at the end of the day. Haven't your parents taught you anything correctly? Now, you can't go around treating people any way you want to. There's precautions for all that stuff. So, you know, I told people at the end of the day, when you come to my YouTube channel, I do a lot of research. As you can see, we do research right now. We entertain. People ask us questions, we do it. So, with that being said, knowing the tons of demonstrations I have sitting on my channel, why would you even come out and say that, oh, we're cheating, we're some scam site, because we cut a hole in the surface, and that's just a black surface on the other side pushing through. So I did a video. I pulled it back and showed that there was no circle, nothing cut through. That's actually a surface landing into a black screen. Same screen paint. We did it that way so you can see it's the same paint that we have there, we have here. Now I made that video especially for him, sent it over to him so you can see it. At the end of the day, I had to put you on blast. If you were respectful about it, nice about it, I would have had no problem doing the demonstration, but you wanted to get nasty and call people nasty names. And I blocked them and kicked them off my channel. And he was using it for a channel, by the way. Good luck on getting back. See, it doesn't pay to be rude. You don't have to be rude. You can be nice to people. The way to ask questions without being a jerk. But thank you so much. Because if that image was that impressive that you thought that was a hole cut into the screen, that shows you how magnificent our technology is. And this time we're on all white surface. So how would you explain that one? So as you can see, lights out, white screen does not hold. Doesn't even match our product in any way whatsoever. Doesn't even, the colors won't even read correctly. On a 300 lumen 720p, $40 CUNY portable projector. It shows you even if you're in the dark with this projector, you're still not reading your color correctly because the CUNY can't fit on the white screen. Cool. Let's get that Sony 1 hour, like that that one. Let's get this right here. I'm gonna check this out. Got the tunnel one. That one right there.
Just kind of hurts us to know. CVS Specialty Pharmacy supports me as a caregiver. There's a person behind that phone, behind that medicine.
When they speed up fast like that, that's when they're milking it. There's the table. That's how much white light's reflecting off your environment. Because it can't absorb. Screen can't absorb. Let's see, it's right here. Let's go with beta fish. Background, black beta fish. So yeah, on the forum sites, having chat with people. Very polite, very nice. And God was saying, hey, if I'm in the dark, I love this one the most. I'm not really going to see a difference. That's what I like to hear. No problem. We'll do a video. We'll do a live stream first. And you can see the live stream version of it. We'll send that over to you if you want. And we'll do a pre-record for you so we can put them on different channels. I got that so many times today. Like in the dark, is there going to be a difference? Yeah, there's going to be a difference in the dark. TCL 4K demonstration. I like doing this one because it has some nice bright levels to it. Let's get this one first and then we'll do that other one next. Isn't that interesting how the white screen, you can see the reflection of it off the table? By our screen, you can't see the reflection because it's absorbing light, and yet it's showing a bright image at the exact same time. See, when they're in the dark, they don't explain a lot of stuff to you. They don't explain anything about screens having the ability to absorb light. They never talk about it. I've never heard them say it. Screens have to absorb light. That's when they're black, they can do it. Gunmetals can do it a little better because they're darker than the gray and white screen, but an actual black screen absorbs 100%. Which means when you're watching this in a dedicated theater room, you can't see your speakers, you can't see nothing. It's completely black over there because the screen's absorbing that light. They're pushing back a bright image at you, which that's the way it's supposed to be. The light's not supposed to be scattered all over the place, not scattered to the ceiling, not scattered to the floor, to the left, to the right. It's supposed to be right there coming at you, and everything around you is supposed to be dark. That's how you set up a dedicated setup. But I watch these setups where people are sitting there with these white and gray screens, and you just see lights shooting all over the place. I'm like, what in the world? That's why they darken the walls to absorb the light that's bouncing off the screen. That's why they darken the walls in the theater room. But our technology, your theater room can be bone white. Doesn't make a difference. That screen's going to absorb. So you got a chance to see the ultimate black cinematics. Do two things in this demonstration. Show that it's more superior than a white screen. In a dark environment at 300 lumens, 720p, a $40 Pico projector. They can also do it in a fully lit environment and generate with no problem. You also watch the fact that the screens absorb a ton of ambient light because, again, as you look down the table, you can see the trace where the white screen's pushing off, but our screen is coming up dark, but yet it's coming up bright on the screen at the same time. Now see that little trace here at the bottom? Ours is in the middle. We painted a little square spot in the middle of our screen. So anything you see come up, that's part of the white screen. Even if your walls were dark in your dedicated theater room, you're still reflecting light everywhere. You don't absorb much. Some people buy a special paint to absorb. You're still pushing light all over the place. I can see it. Keep in mind, that paint's not cheap. That paint they made specially for dedicated theater rooms to be able to absorb light, it's not cheap. It's quite expensive. Depending on the size of your room, a gallon ain't cheap. Our technology doesn't require that. So you save money in a dedicated theater room. No expensive projectors. The screen absorbs tons of ambient light, tends to darken your walls if you don't want to. And you can install in an infinity ceiling that would cost you 10 to 20 grand if you went someplace else. Plus labor costs. Hey, what's up, spunky boy? He's gonna stand at me with his fish in his mouth. Oh, you actually grumpy because you got your fish in your mouth? Is it stuck? You get it stuck again? You drop that thing? Okay, one time I got it stuck on a tooth one time. Right back at you, Pokeband. Mr. Stripey Furry Phoenix. Mr. Stripey Furry Phoenix. Starfield screensaver. I can see why they give this graphic. It does like graphic. And what you absolutely cannot do. By no means necessary, no matter how much you spend on a projector, you will never ever be able to reach the contrast level for black or OLED technology. You don't have it. And for those people getting white screens, just think about the money that you have to pay for your projector in order to come close to seeing anywhere near that. It'll cost you so much money, it's not even funny. And you're talking about a $30,000 projector, and that still can't even come close. I've seen them in the forum sites I go to. You got 30,000 JVC set up, insane amount of contrast, and you still can't read black at the end of the day. If you could turn your lights on, and you can't do that because your image will wash out. Even though the projector is pushing it, you can see it. This projector right here picks up a contrast. It's pushing it out. The white screen can't read it. Now again, people in the room are going to say, what about a gray screen? And we're not going over this again. I've had this conversation too many times today. What makes you think a gray screen is going to see a black level? Is it black? Is it gunmetal? Is it even close to gunmetal technology? No, it can't. It can't. It's not going to see it. You think you're seeing black. You're not seeing black at all. You're not even picking your colors up correctly. That's why they calibrate all the time. Let's go over to 8K Desired Nature. Did we get it right? It got it right, and then they put it right back to where it was. That doesn't make any sense. Make it make right. Make it make right. I had it and just pushed it back. I just gotta take out two things on this. There we go. I like these dark contrast levels they have on here. And if someone tells you that upgrading your home theater investment by using a gray paint or a gray screen, physical screen, yeah, don't do that because you're going backwards. You are definitely going backwards. Still stuck in the dark. Still got to calibrate. Still require high-end projections to get it to work. Still can't read a contrast level correctly. Look at that. Now I'm curious with all this hoopla with these gray screens, talking about they're the next level of superior technology. What do you do when the 50% launches? You know that does to a gray screen, right? You've seen it. Turns a gray screen completely yellow and unwatchable. Not even the colors aren't even natural. What are you going to do when that thing launches? Still going to be sticking by that story? You take a certified screen and stick it against a gray screen, they come out dull. The gunmetals can read perfectly, but the gray screen next to a gunmetal comes out dull. Comes out dull next to these screens with the lights on. I told you that time I was over at Best Buy and I heard that guy tell that woman she got a real nice projector, real nice one. That a white screen would be sufficient. That it would pick up everything. The projector's going to get everything that white screen gets. You got to get sales commission, right? Don't lie about it. That's not going to work. I'm over there looking at the Epson LS800, how big and bulky that thing is at the end of the day. It's great, it's a coffee table. It is literally a coffee table. You put lights underneath of it, you got to literally have an end table. It's a big projector. So it's a P2, they're big projectors. I don't want to see those things. That's why we're developing that screen that you can put your projector behind the back of to make it actually look like a TV and function like a TV and give you an infinity contrast level regardless of what projector you're working with. That's what we're working on. Those are projects we're working on in the background. But anyway, yeah, told her that, and I just sat there and going, okay, good luck on that one. That's more business for us at the end of the day. Because if it fails, I had so many people contact me. So yeah, I bought this at Best Buy, and I bought a white screen, and it did nothing as I thought it was going to do. It's not going to do anything. It's white screen. White screen's been around since the solid narrative movies. They contact us to upgrade the screen. Next time when you contact somebody and say, well, there's a gray screen, and you ask them, am I going to get 100% contrast out of that? Because I want 100% contrast. What are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you that paint's going to give you 100% contrast? They can't do that. That's consumer fraud. That'll get you in trouble. They're going to advise you to buy an expensive projector to fix their problem. That's what they're going to do. Did you ever think about upgrading your projector? I mean, it's worth the investment, to tell you the truth. I mean, people got duped on that one. A lot of people get duped on that one, thinking they're reading the contrast level. Well, if you're reading it, why are you in the dark? Can't you turn all those lights on in that ultra short TV-like projector? And that's a projector you can't lie about. You can't go and sit there and say, if you got a long throw, people can lie about that. Well, you know, projectors were meant to be used in the dark. Now, when you got an ultra short, though, you can't, because they were designed to replace TVs. So how do you get around lying with that one, saying, well, projectors were meant to be used in the dark. Not the one you got. Yours is supposed to be a TV. See how important that contrast is? 100% contrast is very, very important. See when the screen flickers, see when it goes off? See it changes over and it goes to black? Watch it. See? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta go back a little bit. I'm going to share that part. There we go. See? When we're watching a screen, we slow down. We slow down the reel. You know why? Because every time an image transfers over, the projector goes black a little bit, and you see the original screen. So people are trying to fake screens to make them look black in the dark with heavy contrast projectors. We can see all your lies. When that thing basically changes over, we slow it down, and we can see your true color of your screen. That's how we can find out. I had so many people lie about screens being black when they're actually gray. It's not even funny. but they think they're fooling somebody or stick it in the dark. First things first, first red flag. Why the freak are you in the dark with a black screen? Let me show you something. See this? You should easily be able to do this with no problem. If you have 100% true black technology, you should be able to do that. Bigger problem you're going to have at the end of the day. Even if you're able to get the screen at 100% black, another problem you're going to have, the screen to be able to receive light. That's the problem you're going to have. See, darker screens have serious issues in fully lit environments because it's harder for them to generate very high white levels. Because the screens are struggling enough to produce in this fully lit environment. They're absorbing light and also have to produce light at the exact same time. So it makes it difficult for them. So, with that being said, this is supposed to be impossible for the screen to be able to do. And we can do these outside. Now that white light is extremely important because the white light allows those colors to all pop off perfectly. So if you have a black screen, you're sitting in a dark environment, there's a big problem there. That tells me at the end of the day that two things. Either your screen has a very difficult time reading white light or it's not black. See, didn't even change, did it? Nothing changed, no discoloration, nothing at all. And that means if I see that sign in your video, you know what that tells me at the end of the day? I'm going to match you against black paint because I know what's going to happen. You're going to match it. If I put you on a white level test, drop you 16 feet, put you in a high power environment with 1,000 lumens to kill it as much as possible, I guarantee you when that projector hits your screen, it comes up really super dark. That's what happened to the smarter Surface. We did that same test on their screens, and they had that bad reaction that came up. Their snow levels came up really, really dark. You gotta record it and document it. So keep in mind, if you're making a black screen, you're challenging us at the end of the day. We know every tester has to be run so a black screen runs correctly. And if we don't see them on your channel, we know exactly what test to run. Can't hide in the dark. We can see you. Ooh, let's get this one right here. I like this one. It's got nice silver bright colors to it. It's the white surface, not picking up anything at all. The reason why I like these splatter screens because they show you exactly how much light how much picture quality you're losing from your screen. It's a lot. Now for someone saying, well, you got a Jimmy 300 lumen projector. It should still work. Whether it's 300 lumens, whether it's 50 lumens, whether it's 1,000, 10,000, it should still work. We beat the promo demonstration for this projector years ago. We've beaten it now. The promo demonstration for this projector is the guy in a real dark environment showing up the projector. That's it. That's all it is. Because he can't fire it up in a fully lit environment because it's 300 lumens. So this light will kill 300 lumens. Mind you, my environment, my ceiling is 24,000 lumens. It's actually higher than the majority of most people's homes. Most commercial environments. And they sit about 3 inches from the ceiling itself. So the lighting I have in here is extremely abnormal, and I freaking love it. Yeah, I told you I got my glasses back, right? Yeah, my glasses back. You know, it's amazing. The Lord knows we have to be in this environment to work. I had no idea where I left my glasses at. These are really good ones. Just to get that blue tone and the yellow and everything. They're fantastic when I wear them in here. And I couldn't find it. I looked all over the place for them. I said, well, you know, I have to get another pair. And sure enough, when I was coming in, they were sitting right there in the cabinet. I must have set them down somewhere. Probably most likely I was going to the bathroom. I probably set them down. But they were nice enough to put them right there, and I forgot my glasses back. Is God good or what? You knew we had a lot of work to do. You knew we needed those glasses to be able to see in here sometimes so they get headaches and stuff. Right, now we get my glasses back. What did I tell you? I met the mayor today? Oh, yes I did. I met the mayor. Awesome. Awesome. I got so many projects that I'm going to be working on for Allentown. It's not even funny. Now, for those people thinking today, like, oh, it must be about money. It's not about the money, people. It's the opportunity to meet different people. It's called networking. I'll donate a couple of screens in. That'd be nice. All about networking. On top of that, I would love to have an 80s setup down here. Like, we do an 80s movie kind of theme. Everybody got to dress up a little 80s. I know some people have some wild hairstyles. And they'll give a chance to younger youth to come in and see something pretty cool. So, to get a chance to see some of the old 80s style movies like Animal House, Meatballs. Oh, it's my favorite. Meatballs is my absolute favorite. Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Like the old Jones from back in the day. E.T. We had a kind of like a 80s movie kind of marathon. And the young Gen Z was having a ball. They loved it. They loved the ball. 16 candles, all they had a ball. Man, these movies are freaking amazing. Yeah, there you go. They loved it. Introduced them to some of the old stuff. And they loved it. The plot kick, the quirkiness, they loved it. Especially Breakfast Club. They love Breakfast Club. Oh, they love Breakfast Club. That's what we did. We had these kind of 80s setups for them, and we watched all the old movies and stuff from back in the day. And they get a kick out of it. I remember one of them never heard Earth, Wind & Fire before. Loved the music. Fell in love with it. Atari 2600. Where's the graphics? It ain't about the graphics, about the skill. It's harder. In younger, retro games are literally harder than the newer games. My goodness. Forgot about how hard this game's was. Let me see. Oh. Let's get this one of these nice, beautiful skin tones in there. So, we just added to our shopping cart. I'm still in there building on the site right now as we speak. I had to take a break for a little bit. Then I went in the form site and started talking to somebody. I'm here, over here. Got to go back and finish my showcase page. But we have a 64 ounce now. Because someone was requesting a much larger one. So 64 ounces, so that's where we're stopping at. We have 20 ounce, 32, and 64. Now we're going to have people out there saying, well, we could do it. We can't do jack. If you could have did jack, put it this way. This is why you can't do jack. I'm going to tell you why. Your products are not worth it. If your product was so good, you should have done all the tests I've already done just now. And you haven't done any of them, have you? That tells you right there. If your product actually did exactly what it did, every single product you would have made would have had the exact same test we put our products through. So, again, forget it. I can bring up a Supreme 8. A Supreme 8 has tests underneath of it. You wouldn't believe. Go pull it up. Go on my channel and pick up Supreme 8 tests until it pulls up on that thing. You don't have any of those tests, though. So, again, no. That's what got you in that situation in the first place, worrying about what's going on in Mr. Bird's backyard. You're going to worry about what's going on in your backyard. Right, so far behind, you'll never catch up, ever. Not ever. And keep in mind, before you come toward us, you have to go toward the certifieds first. Because in any form site, if you bump into a certified screen, they're going to tell you right from the door that you just got a dinky screen paint. Show me at the end of the day you're about as superior to a physical screens. Because there is a thing about physical screens, and screen paints is a real thing. Physical screens think they're far more superior than screen paints. And they'll tell you at the end of the day that they're going without a Black Diamond, DMP Supernova, any of them high-end screens at the end of the day, and they'll say, okay, what's the difference between your product and mine? Can't beat that screen. Could even pick up next to it. Because you haven't done the test. You don't understand the technology behind it. That's why. Can't stick a screen that has a 0.8 and 0.9 gain in a dark environment. They're designed to operate in well-lit environments. They're built for it. You can't skip the contrast levels on that screen because that's what they're designed for. You gotta go play in its environment, which you're not gonna be able to do. So just forget it. It's like putting the horse before the wagon. And you gotta take on the certifieds too, you know that, right? That's how that one works. And so when we first started down the road, when I first saw my first certified screen was the diamond, I tested the diamond. When we got a black technology that could overpower diamond, we started going after all the other screens. And they see exactly how well our product worked. We went after other certified screens. You know, I haven't even begun to do those tests yet. If a certified screen turned around and challenged you, what would you do? Diamond's technology is insane. If they came towards you and say, hey, you know what? Let's show one of these paints out, physical paints. At the end of the day, these three paints out here, they're no match for a physical screen. Say they were to do that. What would you do? That stuff would slaughter your paint easily. Easily. And that's not your big problem. You know what your big problem is? Home Depot, Benjamin Moore. Oh, no. Don't run. Don't run. It's the truth. Sherman-Williams. You know why those places are dangerous? Lowe's. Because they make the exact same product you have. And since you haven't done any tests versus gray versus our black versus black, who has the most demonstrations on black versus black? That'd be us, right? We have the most toward any black paints, any gray paints, any white screens, any certified screens. We have the most tests. So with that being said, you're not 100% sure that your stuff could easily match something that slides off a shelf. You're not sure. So if Home Depot decides one day to go, you know what? I was on a forum site and I saw these people taking great paint using as projection screens. Home Depot sells everything. They sell patio furniture. They sell freaking barbecue grills. Like they even sell all the spices and the wood and all that stuff like that. You need to basically, they sell it all, everything. The only thing they don't have is projectors and a projection screen. Now say they were to get into the field of projection screens. Say they got into the field. You can go there and buy the whole package, the whole 9 yards. How easy they could take to put you out of business. If you're a major corporation, a huge, massive chain, how are you going to fight that if you haven't done the test yourself? I can wipe out any black paint they have, any gray paint, anything they have in there, we can wipe it out. The technology behind us is far even more greater than this, and that stuff wipes just about anything that touches it. So they have nothing for us. We could literally go in there and get a massive contract out of them. Oh, at the end of the day, our technology is far better than what you have in here. They'll sign with us. Put our technology in there. Anything they make, I can duplicate it and make it for them, give it right back to them. Says, here you go. Made it out of your own stuff you have in the store. That's what you got to worry about. See, back then, they didn't have those tones. They didn't exist. Only gray paint you saw was in primer. That was bullseye. That's basically about it. They didn't have that many tones of gray. That's why people were mixing black and white paint together and making that different, taking different paints to kind of measure out how dark and how light they wanted it. Now you got gray paint as far as the eye can see. And you see what happened to the other fellow. Match that network gray 773 the bare silver screen.
With over 2 billion.
Yep. So you have to do your tests. Yes, I told you it's interesting about the black versus black. We didn't do it when they first came. We didn't know anything about. I didn't really think about it all that much. A whatchamacallit troll gave me that idea. He gave me the challenge with being smart and nasty about it, saying, "Well, what's the difference to your product and black paint?" And I said, "You know what? That is a very good question." So now we took it at. It's almost like we took that comment and made this supersonic, massive cannon out of it, loaded it up and fired it in your direction. The only problem is you can't handle the impact. And the more tests we do, the more bigger the cannon becomes, the more powerful it becomes. To the point you can't even come even near it. So we took something that you gave us as a challenge, beat the daylights out of it, and pointed it right back in your direction. Where's yours? For every time I do a video that ends up on that list, that's how many times they haven't done it yet. We flood the internet with those video demonstrations. They're everywhere. Sooner or later, people are going to start asking, where are your demonstrations? And you're going to have to cough up something. You're going to want batch number, verification to make sure their stuff is what it is before it leaves your shop or whatever it's coming from. You're going to request that. Now, if we push hard enough, hopefully we can get places like PayPal, places that do money transactions before they can work with your business. You have to have these tests done. Because again, they may tick off the merchant in the day, but the customer doesn't get ripped off in the process. Because I'd be pretty ticked off if you suck match housemate in the day. Now, half these people already did it already. They've done the whole test because when we were trying to get him to do it, he was fighting us. He didn't want to do it. He fought us every day for 6 months. We asked him over and over again, hey, can you do that test? Can you do that test? Can you do that test? We did it over here on our behalf. Your stuff matched because we bought your stuff. We had receipts on everything. I asked him, hey, do it yourself. If you don't believe me, do it yourself. And we fought him for 6 months. You know who got him to do it? His own fan base got him to do it. They put pressure on him. And he finally did it. Matched. But in between the time when we were putting that pressure on him, his own fan base was doing the demonstration themselves. They were going out buying network gray, and they were painting it in, and they were finding out what's matching. And that's when he finally came out with the demonstration. They were doing it for him. That's why you gotta do those tests. Gotta do it. Can't escape it. Everybody's gonna ask for it. Any office, any place you go in, any place you establish, you're going to ask for it. And make sure your stuff is legit. Ah, look at that right there. Want to see something interesting? Watch this. Starfield screensaver. I know we did already. I'll watch this. Let's see how much a gray screen can improve that white surface behind it. There's always a reason why you see me do this weird stuff. Like I have the whole surface behind white. You know it's going to be something behind it, right? And that's what we do. What we do. We do all the tests that nobody else wants to do, right? Now that's the gray screen. Now, that is 2 tablespoons of black paint and white paint. Now they sit there and tell you that that's black. It's not, it's actually gray. Now the interesting thing about the Starfield is that if you have real ambient light projection technology, which you should if you have a screen that dark, a black screen, you should be able to fire up that same image in a fully lit environment and it will produce black. So if we turn the lights on here, that should remain black if it's pulling up 100% contrast. That's why they do a lot of demonstrations in the dark to fool you. So where's the contrast? Where did it go? It was never there to begin with. That's why people are stuck in the dark. Even if you have an ultra short though, you still can't read it. Because mind you, ultra short though is kicking off an extra 3,000 watts of light, or lumens, to your screen. It's adding to the stress of the gray screen. I'm going to talk about the next demonstration, the gray screen. Where's the contrast? Big question mark. If you don't have contrast, you don't have color. Now, take our technology, and we stick it here. Now you see the star field. If we take the gray screen and we stick it next to our screen. And now it's going. Yeah, see, they play magic tricks on you guys. The smoke and mirror effect.